Thank you for joining me for another lesson about sentence types. To take part in this lesson, you will need some resources. You'll need some paper and a pencil or a pen. Pause the video now and collect your resources. Are you ready to learn now? There are 4 different types of sentence. Can you remember what they are? Pause the video now so that you can have some thinking time. What are the 4 types of sentence? Can you remember all of them? Statements, questions, exclamations, and commands. Did you remember them all? Last week you practiced spotting and writing statements. What do you remember about a statement? Pause the video so that you can have some thinking time. A statement tells us something. A statement begins with a capital letter. A statement ends with a punctuation mark, and this is usually a full stop. Did you remember all of those things? Well done! This week, we are going to be focusing on a different type of sentence. We will be focusing on question sentences. What do you need to remember to be an expert question writer? A question asks for information about something. Questions often begin with question words like why, what, where, how, and when. Questions always end with a question mark. Here is an example of a question. How many sheep can you see? Did you spot the question word and the question mark? Well done. The question word is how, and the question mark can be found at the end of the sentence. Let's read these sentences together. Can you spot which one is not a question? How can you tell? How are baby penguins kept warm in the freezing snow? The children enjoyed their school trip. When did you learn to write your name? Have you spotted which one is not a question? That's right. The second sentence is not a question. It is telling us something, not asking us something. Do you remember what we call that type of sentence? That's right. It's a statement. The other 2 sentences are both questions. They ask us something. They begin with a question word and end with a question mark. Now it's time to get your resources ready. Get your pencil and paper and get ready to do some writing. There are 5 sentences on this board, but only 4 of them are questions. Read them carefully and decide which of the 4 sentences are questions. Copy the sentences that are questions carefully onto your piece of paper. Remember that you must add the correct sentence punctuation. Pause the video now and write out your sentences. Now, let's tick or fix. Did you spot the 4 questions? Let's have a look at them here. Why is Florence Nightingale such an important person? Did you break my Lego model? Is it best to swim in the sea or in the swimming pool? Can you pat your head and rub your tummy? Did you get tricked by any of the sentences? Sometimes when can be used as a question word, but sometimes it is used as a time word. Make sure you read the whole sentence and ask yourself, does this sentence tell me something, or does it ask me something? Did you remember to begin each sentence with a capital letter and end each sentence with a question mark? Well done. Can you write 3 questions about this picture? Remember that a question must be asking something. Here is an example. What colour is the boy's bucket? Make sure that you use the correct sentence punctuation too. Now pause the video and write your questions. Now it's time to read your questions and check that they are accurate. Let's use the success criteria to help us. Read your sentences carefully. Does each sentence ask you something? You can tick or fix. Have you got a capital letter at the start of each question and a question mark at the end? Well done! You're now an expert in writing questions. You might like to look in your reading book and see if you can spot some more questions.